Hi, my name is James Vitruglio, and this is my Challenge 7 page replacement comparison assignment. So here's my C file. First, I have a page table entry struct that has the attributes I used to do the simulation. Then I have some helper methods. This will assign next appearance that's used for the optimal algorithm, and then index to replace for optimal. So we'll look ahead. We'll look at all the next references that are set during the simulation to see which one's the furthest down the line and replace that one during a page fault. This one checks for page fault. This is used by all three algorithms. And then this is index to replace for second chance. So the helper method specifically for that algorithm checks for the reference frame pointer. When it goes to the frame pointer and checks the reference bit, where the frame pointer is currently at, and then if it's a 0, replaces that one. If not, it sets the reference bit to, I use true and false, I use a Boolean, sets the false and then moves on to the next one. And then here are the actual simulation functions. This one's for first in, first out. Pretty straightforward. It just keeps a frame pointer and goes to each page fault. It moves on to the next location in main memory. And then we have a second chance algorithm simulator. All three of these return just the number of faults, and then I do the calculation at the bottom. So yeah, this one has to use an outside helper method to check the reference bits and whatnot and get the right index to replace. And then on a page fault, it increments the frame pointer. And then here's for optimal. And this one also has a helper method that determines the next index to replace by looking to the next reference attribute. Okay, and then we have our main. Make sure no positional parameters are input by the user. This gets the variables that we need to define the simulation from the user. And then we get the reference string and save that in an array. And then I create the page table with what the user input, and I fill the initial main memory. And then I go through each one. So I get the number of page faults for the optimal, and then I output the fault rate. And then I reset the main memory to do first in, first out, and do the calculation, output it. And then the same for second chance, reset, get the number of page faults, output the fault rate. And then at the very bottom, I output the reference string. So now I'll run the simulation. I'll run it first without a test file, and I'll use the example from the assignment. So number of frames would be 4, number of pages would be 6, reference string would be 24, and then I have that reference string. Okay. And then I have 3 memory files or test files that I made. So first test file 1, and then in the README it has the expected results. Those are all correct. And then I have test file 2, test file 2, and then I have test file 3. Okay, and then I also, in this directory, I still have the sample input file you gave us. So I'll just run that one real quick. And then that's all the same answers from the assignment page. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much.